Okay, so what I'm recording today is I'm going to be recording on the uh, Senate Bill 2539. This is the legislative session that was just in 2026, and what I wanted to talk about something that's it seems to appear every legislative session. As you know, housing in Hawaii is a concern. Uh, rent, uh, rent. The cost of rent keeps going up, and I think the uh, uh, people in charge, people in in office, have right to concern. However, what I wanted to talk to you about today is the other part of this year. 2539 talks about putting a cap on rent in Hawaii and capping it at 3% for 12 months. And so let me read the description first here. It says, uh, the description says it establishes a statewide 3% annual limit on rent increases under the Chapter 521 Hawaii Revised Statutes. It prohibits rent increases during the first 12 months of tenancy and requires notice and certification for exempt properties. So, which means that they're going to cap the rent, and it's basically going to prohibit, you know, homeowners who use their properties as rental income. It's going to prevent them from increasing the rent. Um, and here's where it becomes a concern, and that I think needs to be talked about. Many of these homeowners here who use their homes, as rental properties, uh, are not, they're not millionaires, they're not billionaires, they're not CEOs of companies. They're ordinary residents from state of Hawaii, who's probably been living here their whole lives, and who's managed to get their properties, residential property to live in, and eventually have another property to use their first uh, you know property as rental income. So that's what we have here, and what they're using it for is, for whatever reason, they could make money off their property. Why not? They've spent their entire lives paying property taxes on it. That's their home. Why not use it for rental income? And I think what we're hurting, what needs to be said here is the other part. Yes, I do agree that the rent increases are um, um, is getting too high for many individuals here. But I do think that the Senate Bill 2539 that was introduced in 2026, I believe it's a short-term fix. The long-term fix is to address the issue. When you look at the housing on Kauai, um, basically, uh, it's a supply and demand. You increase the supply, you're going to lower the cost of the housing. And I think the demand is high, and we're on short supply. So instead of addressing that issue, I think we're putting a cap on rental increase. I think it's I think it's a short-term fix, but I think it's a bad idea in the long run. Here's the reason why: these individual homeowners that use their properties for rent, many of them, when they if they do feel the pinch, and they cannot afford to keep their homes on the market for rental, they're just going to remove it off the rent. They're just going to remove it off the rental market and keep it, and not not put it out in the market for rental use. And that's where it's going to be a problem if someone decides, if a lot of these homeowners decide not to use their properties as rental income. That's going to more than reduce the supply. When you reduce the supply, the price and the rent is going to increase. So I think that's where we are right now. It is a concern. I'm not sure what's going to happen in the next legislative session. I think that what's going to happen is another form of bill, or this one's going to continue for the Senate Bill 2539. It's going to become an issue again for the 2027 legislative session. and I don't think it's going to go away. This issue here, I do think something needs to be addressed. Yes, the rent is uh, increasing, but I think putting a cap on it is going to discourage homeowners to use their properties for, uh, you know, to use their properties and in a sense remove their properties off the rental market, whereby decreasing the uh, housing market for renters. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today. 2539 Senate bill, and there's no law yet involved, but every year is different. Let's see what happens next year legislative session. If it does get further into the discussion, or even one day, the governor signs a bill and it becomes law, whereby putting a cap on the rental income. I believe by doing that, it is going to discourage some owners, and you discourage some owners from putting their properties into the rental market. That's going to create an even more shortage in rental units on Kauai, or in the state of Hawaii in general. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Until next time, you take care.